Hey guys, can you hear me okay? Infinite One, hi family, JD, Terry, Raven, Gary Wing, Infinite One, yeah, good morning. Tristan, White Lightning, My Sunny Days, Daryl Smith, Parkside, 5x5, okay, loud and clear, right? Trump, 616, good morning, 616, hello, Island Girl, Jean, Rena G, Leland Johnson, all right, Jane, Flight Sticks. Hey, Stephen. Deplorable Rose. Cool. It seems like we're getting a refresh on Intel. A lot of Intel is now coming out again. Listen to the audio above. What do you mean? Oh, this is from, okay, below the description. I didn't hear the audio. I wonder if when I play these audios, let me just see what happens. No, you wouldn't. Maybe I would hear it here. Let's see. No, you didn't hear anything, right? Okay, let me go back to here. Okay. All right, so I'm going to give you some information that I got so far. One is that Cindy, I don't know if Cindy's online, but a woman named Cindy sent me a website where I can track all the military flights. I'm just going to, let me see if I can do that for 1 second. I'm just going to look again. Yeah. There are a lot of flights over Europe and the United States, like a ton of military planes, tons. I mean, I looked a couple days ago. There was a lot in Europe, like about half, maybe a half or the third what now, and almost nothing in the United States. So something is for sure going. Yeah, I know Monkey Works does it too, but I just don't have time for his whole thing. I mean, not to put him down in any way. I think he does a great job, but I can check really quick on my own. And I'll be glad to share the website. Could I share it on this channel? I could. You know what? I'll do that. Let me do that. So if you click, there's a U in the upper right-hand corner. If you click, as Cindy, yeah, here's the website. So here's the website. If you click, there's a U in the upper right-hand corner. If you click the U, you will erase all these civilian planes and you'll get right to the military planes. So something big. I mean, there's something going on. That's pretty evident to me. You know, what exactly it is, I assume we'll find out in the end. The other thing I kind of wanted to say is that, which a lot of other patriots are saying, including SG Anon, who I really respect this guy. I think he's one of the better voices that I like. I gotta hold it up. See the merch. So you see the merch side. Every bit helps. I mean, we're moving forward. I'm moving forward. We're moving forward. Go Time's traveling now, or he's got some stuff going on. God bless you, Go Time, wherever you are. And she's a family member, Cindy. Yeah. So Cindy sent me that website, and it's very good to get a quick. If you just want to check in where the military planes are. Yeah, you know, I think SG Anon said that there was only going to be one source of info. I think, and he said it wasn't him, but I think I would assume that for the time being, for me anyway, he is the best. I think the best source of info. I just, you know I do a lot of, personal stuff and all that, but I just resonate with him. He's easy. He's clear. We have a little different focus here. I mean, because we're focused on a kind of a prosperity mentality. So we're also moving forward. But he has obviously some direct contact. Yeah, the one source is going to be Mr. T. Yeah. But I think SG is wonderful. I really I enjoy. I like his tone. I just like he's just to the point. Yeah, yeah. Um, with Derek, he's good. Absolutely. He said it was Mr. T. Yeah, could be. Cindy's here. Okay. Well, anyway, Cindy, very very much thanks. Hey, chosen. Um, whoever's still sleeping is going to be in for a big awakening. A big awakening. SCOTUS, yeah, I think it could go. I think when it happens, it's going to go down fast and furious. I don't think it's going to be any. There's nobody going to be left with a question mark in their mind as to what's going on. I think that's been the problem, or our problem, not maybe the world's problem, but we saw a post yesterday that said that everyone's frustrated. Everyone who's in the know, who understands what's going on, is frustrated. Yeah, to move forward with our but yeah, so my take on all this is that it gives us another day to really reshape our futures. And we're still moving forward. I'm still I bought some XLM this week and it's already gone up a little bit. I'm just, I'm not selling I don't sell XLM. I don't sell XLM. I trade it for other assets, but I've never traded, like, okay, it's up, I'm going to sell it. I'm just it's too valuable to me to trade. But I know there are people who are good at that, and it's always going up and down. But with me, I'm not that much of an experienced trader. I've invested a lot, but I don't really trade. I trade when it's kind of like, okay, I need to move this here. But I don't trade like on a day trading kind of basis. Two very large sounding planes flew here. Debbie Ludwig. They were about 5 minutes apart. It was dark, but the lights were big. Yeah, I don't doubt it. In with the new. God, please, God. Sooner the better, right? Sagittarius is the 24th of November, and that's tomorrow, Thanksgiving. We're when is the moon full? I could tell you on the Jewish calendar. Let's see. Jewish calendar coming into Kislev. So the 15th of the month, which is the full moon, would be December 9th, which is the 15th of Kislev. Hey, Francine. Hey, chosen. Okay, so that's the full moon. Also, so that means so when is Rosh Chodesh? When is the first day of the month? That would be the first day of the month is Thanksgiving Day, and the 24th and 25th means a new moon, which means no moon, but it means very high tides. And I'll get to see them again, which will be like, for me, it'll be like coming home when I can see tides again. It brings me great peace, and that's what I need right now. So, well, I did not know it was Thanksgiving. I know I'm not really connected with that holiday so much anymore. We do it every Shabbos. 50% of the current flow was knocked out in Kiev. Great peace, yeah. We had a term. Gil and I coined a term which was, Gil, if you're listening, you just keep working. You're doing the right thing. Let me see what I can find. she just, it's just amazing. We had this line. What was it? It was called, I think it was Quiet Strong or Strong Quiet. Let's see. It was. Anyway, I can't seem to find it, but I think it was Strong Quiet. Yeah, Strong Quiet. That's how I describe my new location. It's the end of a road, a very like slum looking road. It looks like, the houses are falling apart. There's trash over the street. And then I come to like the land of Oz. It's just like this kind of newish building, although they were destroyed during Hurricane Sandy, apparently. So, but they've done a lot of work on it. It's a very, very sunny place. I have a western view, so I'll get sun, all afternoon and see the sunset, which is amazing. But so I saw a little video this morning that was titled "Apocalypse in China," and they were showing a town that was built around manufacturing cell phones, and the whole town, all the the people went running. They literally ran for their lives. I don't know what was going on, but they all ran away. They left all their stuff. The government didn't even want to take their stuff down the stairs, just threw it out the window. There's just piles and piles of clothes and debris all over these living spaces in China. And it could be a sign that the old world structure has already been taken down. And I also align with a lot of the patriots that say, if we're hearing about it, it's already happened. They want to make it seem like it's an ongoing thing, like, oh, we're about to arrest somebody. If they're saying they're about to arrest somebody, probably he was arrested and shot 3 years ago. I mean, I think that's how I look at it now. The best is yet to come. Absolutely. Hey, Practical Maintenance. Yeah, God bless. Gigi's here. Yeah, I didn't see her. Tristan. Be the best you, yeah. Yeah, these are good times. Hey, Rena, thanks. Yeah, years ago. Yeah. Hey, hippie chick. A shout out again to Spiritual Bean, posted at the bottom of the show more. He's been supplying me with coffee, and if you're on, Brian, do not feel obligated to keep doing it. I mean, you've given me tremendous gifts, and I totally appreciate it. But if anybody wants to get in on some really, really great kind of like high-end coffee, I mean, this stuff it's great. About the Chinese were executed, right? They were executing, they say, on a pot farm. Yeah, Rena, I hope so. I mean, it's a kind of an eclectic thing. I do also, I want to, while I'm sort of on Intel bent because my personal situation seems to be taking shape, and that gives me a lot of relief where I can focus more. And that once I move, I'll be totally focused on our meetings. I mean, I think. At least that's the plan. I'll be in a safe place, and I can focus on what I really love to do, which is make these broadcasts. Like I made one this morning where we talked about this apocalypse. So it could be okay. So let me just finish this thought that it could be that these Chinese, the cell phone manufacturer, I think they were talking about Apple, that. And I think they moved to another country, but it's just showing you that these people are on the run with FTX and all these other chicanery, fakery. We're seeing the big lie. Now, from there, I want to just touch on Israel. And this is a very controversial subject, especially for the Jewish people. But people need to be at least considering what I'm saying. They may not, if you're Jewish on this channel and you're a religious Jew, what I'm going to say to you will not, well, probably it won't be that hard to swallow. If you're coming to this channel, you probably know about it. But the conflict, the terrorism it's not about Arabs and Israelis. It's about the deep state. It's about Mossad, I believe. I believe 17 that Mossad and all these other intelligence organizations, I don't want to say too much, but they are the Nazis. They were switched around at the end of World War II. They moved around. They financed both sides. They killed a lot of beautiful, innocent souls. I mean, these guys are, we have to be clear. So, I mean, at some point, most Israelis, most Jewish people are focused on the Arab-Israeli conflict. If only the terrorists would go away. Well, the terrorists will go away when the deep state stops financing them. If you're a poor person, you're living in a very not nice situation, and these guys come along and offer you a lot of money to do something that's horrific. I'm not excusing it. It's still a crime against humanity, but we have to understand who's behind it. And I've never lived in Israel, but I have a neighbor here who runs a bodega, Abdul, up the street, and we're kumbaya, man. I mean, we love each other. I can't. I don't have a beef with him. I thought in the beginning, when I was still listening to things like Debka Profile and Eretz Sheva, I thought that they're the enemy, and that's just deep state propaganda, I believe. And it's not going to be an easy pill to swallow, because the Jewish people have been so abused by this horrific enemy that pretends to have an alignment. I mean, some of these people, they may live in Israel, you may think they have a Jewish name, you may think they have some connection, but they do not. These are people that worship, these are beings, they're not even people, that worship the Satan. And they have an invested interest in making people hurt each other and destroy each other. And that's their whole game plan. Thank God the sun came out. Yeah. God does not separate. Exactly right, Marie. And there's a lot of, I want to use a big word. I want to use the word obfuscation, but I'm not really sure what that means. But there's a lot of covering of information, I think, in the religions. And Gila and I are having a kind of like we're having a sort of discussion about that all the religions have been infiltrated by this evil force. And as much as the Jewish people, and I know this is a heretic, this is heresy. I'm sure this could bring me, incredible difficulties personally, but I'm going to say it. I don't think it's I know what the Vatican did to that religion. I know they're heavily, but I think they also got into all the major religions. Certainly, they probably had a big hand in creating Islam, and there's certain aspects to godliness, purported godliness, that do not make sense. The guilt trips, the shame, the rigidity, the endless picayune laws. And I'm not saying they don't have value, and it's a great thing to surrender your life to God and just say, well, I'm doing this just because God asked me to do it. But I got to see firsthand, and we got to see firsthand where this went in terms of this. Like, because the whole community said, it's okay. We're getting paid by these people. We have to do what they say. This is not godly. This was not godly. I'm sorry to say. I mean, I'm hearing now there are going to be a lot of reversals for that. There will be some things that will help those people who got that get better. And I think a lot of it was saline solution. I think that Mr. T put a lot of vials of placebo out there in when this all came to place. I just have to plug in. I always do that. I always just like jump out. Anyway, so those are a few common threads that I saw. Also, I think that that the Bitcoin Ethereum thing was a sting operation to get a lot of these evil players to put their money into these platforms. They, like the fiat system, are backed by nothing. Tether. Tether is a non. There's nothing behind Tether. It's a made up. When they want Bitcoin to go up, they just increase the number. It's all manipulation. It has no backing in reality. And soon we're going to be moving to a metals based currency. I believe that Stellar Lumens XLM, which is it's really my main asset in terms of cryptocurrency. I don't have any, I have a little bit of XRP on Lobster, which you have to figure out. There's a way to do that. I mean, there's a lot of fake sites on Lobster. They're apparently going to clean that up. I think on Monday. I think on the 28th, there's some kind of program to clean up the currency, and there's going to be this shift. When this shift takes place, it's going to be. And Long Island says they're digging up the streets. Really? I wonder what that's about. Yeah, XRP and XLM I think will be fine. I think, Algorand I've heard, and what's the other one? XDC. But anyway, I'm not an investment advisor. And soon, yeah. Okay, we're good. Right. I'm not an investment. You're fine. You're fine. I'm not an investment advisor. Okay. And if I was an investment advisor, you should run like all get up. So those are just things that come across my mind. That when it does go down, it'll be fast and furious. They have to wake up the normies. I mean, they need the majority of people to have some clue as to what's going on. Most people, the majority of people that I have contact with, they know something's up, but they don't quite. I don't know. I just don't know why people don't. I don't understand. Maybe we really are star seeds. I mean, I'm not saying that I 100% buy into it, but I do think that some of us have a natural inclination towards truth, and a lot of the normies they just don't want to go there. I'm like, don't you want to know what's going on? And they're like, no, they don't. So, God bless them. They will come to some kind of understanding. The sheep will feel something. I think so. I think they're coming around. Yeah, we're definitely star seeds. Yeah, I think. I mean, listen. I've been investing for a couple of years. I did do well in the stock market when Mr. T was in office, but I don't invest in big companies like Tesla and Amazon. I didn't go there. I probably would have done well, but I just can't wrap my brain around it. I'm always about gold mines, silver mines. That's just my thing, And same with Lobster. You can invest in gold mines all over the world on Lobster. So that's a really great platform. I want to give a shout out to all those who have subscribed to and are checking this out. I think it's an excellent product. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that even, but I find it very stabilizing, and they tell me I'm going to have other effects as time goes on, but I don't have a lot of time to really focus on my own stuff, like if I had more time, I would spend more time putting this on my face, for example. I have a lot of wrinkles. I mean, I would put this stuff on my face more, and on my foot. My foot hurts. And when I do use it, and when I use the wand, I have this wand that my friend lent me. This wand has like a crystal and a light, and that really helps my foot as well. I think there's tremendous opportunity in terms of medical things moving forward. I don't think we need to wait for the med beds. I think there's all kinds of things that you can get involved with. Faith is needed now, yeah. And the faith, I mean, I'm sorry to say it, that for those who are heavily religious, and we do have people on this channel that are very religious, and God bless them. And I am, I mean, compared to most people, I'm sure most people would look at me as like a very religious person. But I'm a little less religious than after seeing what happened with this, because I just can't. I can't understand how anyone who knows the Old Testament, the Torah, could think that Moilech was this thing that happened thousands of years ago, and we don't have to worry about it anymore. I don't buy it. I don't. I think if we were on the money as a community, this would not have happened. But the deep state is very heavily invested in destroying the Jewish people, and they've been doing that. You can see what happened in World War II. They think nothing about. They love to take out the Jews because we believe in God, and so do Christians, and so so does everybody else. They don't like that. So I saw this video, very interesting video, that said, so they make God a scary thing. They make it, he's a punishing God. He's, you should feel shame for having all these things that you do and all the thoughts that you have. And that he says that's Kabbalah. And I agree with that. I don't think God wants us to feel belittled and shameful and, I didn't do it quite the right way, and I have to pay now for it. I have to pay payback's a bitch. I mean, I don't see that as being part of Prime Creator. I don't. Does it mean I'm gonna stop keeping Shabbos? No, not at all. I love keeping Shabbos. I love a lot of things about Judaism. I've been practicing it pretty strictly for the last 25 years, and it's I'm not willing to just throw it up in the air either. There's a lot of beauty in it, but I see it a little bit differently now. Okay, so let's go to the it could be 616 that I mean, we were definitely chosen at the very least to watch the Torah, to watch the Old Testament. The Jewish people really live by the Old Testament. We don't have a New Testament, and we do lean fairly heavily on the prophets, but really we focus on Torah. And like for example, this week's Torah, we're talking about the blessing that Isaac gave to Jacob, and how he originally wanted to give it to Esav, to the non-Jewish people. But Rivka got wind of this, and she helped trick Isaac, her husband, that she loved, because she felt it was so important that Jacob get the blessing. And we could talk about that more. It's only Wednesday. This week is just flying by because I'm involved in this move. All right, so let's get to some info. I can't. Okay, so let's get to some intel here. I'm going to go to there was a lot of intel, and I'm sorry if I've been blabbing, but I'm just trying to put the pieces of this puzzle together. Yeah, oh my gosh, there's so much. The information for the last couple of days, it's been kind of static. Rattle trap. What's this about? there was a plane flight over Martinsburg, Virginia that went like this. Yeah. Okay. The pause. President T mentioned Tuesday night, not the kind of pause you think, optics and comms. So the pause. Let's see what this is about. The pause program lists entities that falsely claim to be registered, licensed, and or located in the United States in their solicitation of investors. The pause program also lists entities that impersonate genuine U.S. registered securities firms, as well as fictitious regulators, governments, agencies, or international organizations. You can hear me when I'm saying this? So they're taking down all the, you can hear, okay, good. They're taking down all the fake investment firms like FTX or whatever that thing is. They're taking these bad boys out. They've been, okay, let me get the second part. Yeah, okay, unregistered. Okay, so that's that. The national debt clock in real time. Do we want to look at that? Okay, let's look at it real quick. The national debt is 31, 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 12 with 12 zeros. Let's see what gold is. Can you guys hear me right now when I'm reading the debt clock? Yes. Okay. I'm going to go back to the debt clock. Let's see. Where was that? Okay. Let's go back to the debt clock. It has 31 and 12 zeros. It says, let me see what gold is worth now. Gold, where's gold? Social Security, household debts. I don't see gold. Let's see. Gold, where's gold? Bank interest, bank, credit card, debt. I'll have to investigate that later, but I didn't find the gold place. Grayscale, I believe, is close. Yeah. FTX revealed the U. Yes, it was a very clever way to expose them. Very clever. Consider how precious a soul must be when both God and the devil are after it. Okay, so our souls are worth a lot. Fortunately, some are born with spiritual immune systems that sooner or later give rejection to the illusory worldview grafted upon them from birth through social conditioning. They begin sensing that something is amiss and start looking for answers. Inner knowledge and anomalous outer experience show them the side of realities others are oblivious to. And so begins their journey of awakening. Each step of the journey is made by following the heart instead of following the crowd, and by choosing knowledge over the veils of ignorance. What a beautiful thing. That's from Henry Bergson. I'm going to post that on the Intel channels. That is gorgeous. Okay, Intel. Well, yeah, we're up to 2,000. That's pretty cool. And and we're up to 10,200 on the other thing. Things seem to be growing pretty slowly. All right, let me keep going. Insider paper. New Nomura has warned that 7 countries, Egypt, Romania, Sri Lanka, Turkey, the Czech Republic, Pakistan, and Hungary are now at high risk of currency crisis. Breaking report. Envoy Air pilot Captain Patrick Ford dies suddenly after takeoff from Chicago Airport en route to Columbus, Ohio. The media is silent. This is from Donald Trump Jr. being anti hurting little ones does not stroke hate towards the LGBT community. And the fact that so many in the media are trying to say this shows that it's part of the, 4 a.m. nonsense that they like to indoctrinate us with. We'll be in a better situation soon. Jeff Bezos not doing too good, says LLDT. Wasn't Twitter supposed to die by now or something? Says Elon Musk. Technology is a form of voluntary imprisonment, much like this is a form of voluntary, the opposite of life. Elon Musk has found a closet at Twitter's headquarters in San Fran, which is filled with hundreds of Stay Awoke t-shirts.
I'm going to go upstairs. I'm trying not to walk in here. I'm not working to clean. I don't want to waste your work at all.
I don't think Mr. T is losing any sleep about an unconstitutional tax return from an illegal corporation-sponsored collector on the behalf of England. This is from American. This is from Cold War Patriot. Exit A, GS, George S. Exit B, Roth person. Exit C, rocker person. Exit D, England, the monarchy. Exit E, the country V near Rome. Exit F, U.S. Corp, in no particular order. 11th hour, we correct America. The world will follow. We, the people, from this point will have no more responsibility than the previous generations that allowed these circumstances to occur. It starts with this generation. It must be nurtured and gained back into the fabric of the nation. It says, hugely brave, unbelievably significant. They're talking about, what is this? 3 days of strikes, no one works. Coming to a country near you. That could be interesting. Will Republicans now seek tax returns of some of these evil presidents? We talked about the precedent this would set once Mr. T had to release his you-know-whats. They're saying, be careful what you wish for. This is going to get good. So all the things they've been using against us are going to backfire and boomerang. Exclusive, a journalist from the country B in South America, where they're having protests, says top-ranking officials in that country are discussing putting handcuffs on several Supreme Court judges and stopping the communist revolution, which was a deep state. This whole communist thing was not an organic thing that came out of Karl Marx. It was a planned attack on humanity by the bad boys. This is interesting. This says the end of the bad boys. I'm going to put this on the Intel channels, Kabbalah Guru Family Intel posts only, and Kabbalah Guru, 2 channels. The one is for posting. The chat, the Intel chat is you could post your own things, and other people from the community can share Intel, which I think is amazing. And the other one is just for me. I just post things that I find interesting. So you might want to check out both. I mean, since I do it on both, if you're on the chat line with other members of the community, you don't need to do both unless you just want to know what I'm putting out. I don't know if that's, I would, if I was myself, which I'm not anymore, I would go for the Intel channel over the Kabbalah Guru one, but it's up to you guys. I mean, on the other hand, well, I post everything. I posted yesterday a very interesting discussion between Gila and I, Frank Zelenko, who's Zev's brother, and a man named Svi, also a religious guy. And I think this is a very interesting discussion that we're calling the God Squad, and we're going to continue this, make it a weekly broadcast. It's not going to be on YouTube. It'll be on Telegram and Rumble. We're spreading out, man. I mean, we're getting hip. We're like, I mean, everything's coming to place. I feel so blessed. I mean, apparently this ASEA, my venture into ASEA is doing well, both for myself personally, and it could be a nice source of income for me, and I hope other people. I really, I feel pretty secure that, I mean, I still get nervous, don't get me wrong, but God really takes care of me. I mean, and I'm sure he takes care of you guys also. But just keep going forward, man. Do not be like a deer in a headlight right now. This is not the time for this is the time to plow forward. This is when brilliant futures are created in these dark times. That's why I started investing in 2022. I saw the market crash, and I remembered hearing somebody say to me at some point in my life, when the market crashes, that's when people get rich. So I started investing. I said, you know what, this is a good time to start investing, and I did. And yeah, I did good. I did good. I for sure learned a lot. I mean, success, I believe, from my experience, is not like, it's not a one-shot deal, man. It's not like, no, I'm just saying this. I thought I would invest in XRP. This was 3 years ago already. I would invest in XRP and I would have trillions of dollars. I could live wherever I wanted. I could move out of my house. And it happened a little bit. I mean, I could, if I had cashed out then, I would have had, I would have tons of money now, but I was going for the big score and it didn't work out for me. I lost, maybe the FBI will give it back to me at some point. I mean, I did file a case against this guy who stole my XRP, but the thing is, like, the road to prosperity is full of failure, and you have to be like Nakshini. You just have to say, you know what, I lost my XRP. That's God's in that too. It's like, oh, God suspended his rules so we could rip off Ellie. No, it's like that God was showing me something, like, okay, move on. You're waiting for XRP to save you. So I realized, like, as I come into, like, prosperity mindset, and it's taking years. It's not like this. Suddenly you're a multimillionaire and you live happily ever after. You see what happens to people that happens to. I had a professor at, should I say it? I got a master's degree at Columbia, and my professor was named Richard Price, and he wrote a book about people that won the lottery, and they invariably went nuts. They went nuts. They lost everything. I mean, these gifts, a gift that comes from above, like, that is not does not have any lasting worth. You have to go through it. You have to go through the failure. You have to just have it's, if you know where you're going, you want to be successful. God will find a way for you to be successful, but it may not come, it's not going to come. I mean, my experience, just saying, for me, it didn't come like this. I thought, I'll buy a bunch of XRP. Nobody knows about it. This was years ago. And I'll be a multi-trillionaire in a matter of weeks. It didn't come out like that. So what I'm saying is that, like, it's an internal job. It really comes from your subconscious. Remember, the bad guys have been programming us for years to think of ourselves as sinners, as failures, as idiots. This is the program we got in school, we got from our parents, we got from our friends. And it's simply not true. It's simply a lie. But to get rid of that programming, and this is where it's quantum, in order to manifest great wealth or great success, you have to change your insides. You have to change your quantum programming on the inside. That's why I recommend, and I used to have a few tapes, but I recommend these hypnotic tapes. Take the Gateway Experience tapes, or there's all kinds of tapes online that will reprogram your mind for success. You know? Okay, let me keep going. So Nasara Jasara's Secrets, The End of the Deep State, Make It Viral. I think I posted that on my Intel channels. I'll do it again. Just if you see it doubled up, that's because I was a little over anxious. AFL has sued the District Board of Education in Bethel, Ohio, on behalf of the parents for forcing school children to share bathrooms and locker rooms with members of the opposite sex, and for violating their parental and religious rights under the laws. You know, the first college I went to a place called Hampshire College back in the early 70s. We had co-ed bathrooms. They set us up with a partner right away. We gave each other, I was set up with a woman, and we were teaching each other how to give foot massages. This was part of the curriculum. Listen, I was like 18 or 19 years old. I didn't feel so comfortable being in a bathroom with women. I mean, it's being in a public bathroom, period, makes me nuts. I mean, it's a very personal experience. You don't want to, I'm just saying, it's this whole push to, I don't know. I'm just saying. Okay, I don't get too graphic here, but reports from the Astana negotiations, Russia, Syria, and Turkish delegations held talks to find common grounds in northern Syria. The R delegation had extensive Trump talks with Turkey and urged the Turkish delegation to hold off on Turkish ground operation in Syria. The people are coming together. The countries are coming together. What's this? This is some kind of fire. Boy, that's a weird looking picture. Turkish jets targeted the main oil refinery on the northern border with Syria. Iran accuses the Jews of assassinating revolutionary guards near Damascus. Okay, so Turkey is going into Syria. The Iranian ambassador has delivered an ultimatum to the Kurdish government in northern Iraq, asking them to disarm all paramilitary groups. Otherwise, you're going to have, it looks like things, we're coming back to the scare event. It looks like all the countries of the world are moving into place for like big worldwide conflicts, which will lead to a scare event, a nuclear scare event, probably. But who the heck knows? The program is and here's the Mars he was talking about. Oh, this is interesting. Air Force Military Auxiliary Radio System, Mars. This is what he was talking about. Was it Mr. T? Talking about Mars. Mars is a program of civilian auxiliary consisting primarily of licensed amateur radio operators who are interested in assisting the military with communications on a local, national, and international basis as an adjunct to normal communications. And you all thought he was just a boring speech on November 15th. But they're saying that he was sending out comms. This is, what is this? This is the epic Qiddiya project appoints HTMI Saudi Arabia. This is a big beautiful city. And I don't know about you guys, but this to me is the essence. And when I think about the future, I think about the entire architecture on the planet being changed. That to me is a, I don't know if it's because I see the future. I don't know why it is, but I see that as a major piece of this, of the future, of like cities that like have trees and gardens and rivers and just like a a real balance, vibrations, beautiful vibrations instead of like noisy trucks. I mean, harmonious planet. That's what we're heading into. It's going to be unbelievably great once we get rid of these bad boys. They got to be taken down, man. And they cannot come back. We should not remember. It says in the Old Testament, we should not even remember Amalek. We don't remember him. We don't even remember what evil. We'll think to ourselves in the future. We're going to be like, man, that evil was so cool, man. I could really work on myself. This is what the sages have been telling us. You know, whatever. Okay, so I don't. I'm really not into guilt tripping myself or anyone else. I mean, it's hard enough. It's hard enough. You don't need to add to that with, for sure, not shame. I mean, if you're feeling any kind of shame, man, God bless you. I mean, let it go. Just let it go. I don't know what. It's not an easy thing to get rid of either. Once you get into the shame space, man, you're trapped for hours, days. I know for myself. I'll say something to a member of the opposite sex that's really not so appropriate, and she'll look at me funny, and then I'll be like, for days, weeks, I'll feel like, oh my gosh, what did I do? So does that make me more careful? Hell no. I mean, I'm not saying, like, I don't say disgusting things. I just say that, like, I think you're really nice looking. I mean, or something. I might say something like that, which is just, I'm just being honest. I'm just like trying to vent this pressure. There's a natural energy between males and females that doesn't have to be so full of tension and shame. It could be just like a beautiful energy, like, wow, I really appreciate your energy. It's invigorating to me, and I enjoy it. I'm a tantric. I'm not about jumping anyone's bones. It's a spiritual thing to me. How did I get off on that tangent? I don't know. Okay, so let's keep going. Uh, World Cup final. There's something probably could happen around the World Cup. I don't know. There's Evergrande is coming up on the 28th. The 28th is in a few days, right? Today's the 23rd. 5 days. The Evergrande is going to be filing for bankruptcy and redistributing their wealth. I own some stellar Evergrande stock. When they do flip over, hopefully I'll see something once the Protocol 20 comes online. But here, you know what? I'm going to post some. Have the Mickey clock again. Wait a minute. Hold it. Let me look at this. Let me just look at this. Okay. Could it be 12? Because it's 10 2. 10 plus 2 is 12. 28. Could it be 12:28? Let's see. It could be. They're showing V, V with the fireworks. I didn't see the whole movie V. I saw clips. Pretty exciting movie. And they're showing the Three Gorges Dam, or they're showing a dam, and they're showing the World Cup. Is this the World Cup? It's the World Cup. So it could be the World Cup. I think goes down sometime in December, like December 8th. It could be from the Mickey clock. It could be 12/8. Could be the big day. I don't. No one knows. But things are heating up. By the way, I appreciate all the people that are on the channel. Make sure you subscribe, because I have two separate channels. I have one for the short videos now, and I have one for live videos. And I want to keep them separate just in case I get any, God forbid, difficulties with the the AI, Spiritual Bean Coffee. I recommend Brian's stuff, man. It's good stuff. Definitely makes my day. But when is it going to go down? Nobody knows. Back to the Future 2, The Sum of All Fears, Bad Bread, Big Ben. It's about to overturn the selection process, 11.5, 1123. That could happen at the drop of the hat. I mean, think of what that would do to the world as we know it if the selection process from 2020 was, called into question. But they're saying the World Cup, I think it's December 8th, but there's also this thing with Evergrande on the 28th. And it also aligns with the Law of War Manual 11.8, whatever it is. I'm not that familiar with it. I mean, I had a copy, but I lost it. Notice no call signs on night watch. Resident schedule puts him in states. Not sure what that is, but I'm gonna post it. So I'm getting my modem. My modem is coming to my new apartment sometime before 9 p.m. tonight. So I want to get over there. I want to move as soon as possible, but there, it's just God is leading the way. So I want to broadcast from my new place very badly, and I don't. It'll take me a while to get it down because I actually have access to 3 rooms instead of just the dining room table. So I'll have to figure out which room to broadcast in, what direction. I don't have any electric lights there. There's no overhead lighting. It's a little bit of an older building, probably built in the 60s or 70s. They don't have hi-hats. But it is the most well-lit place I have ever seen. It went after the sun goes over, when it heads west, there's so much sun, it's almost overwhelming. That's what I need right now. I just need a lot of sunshine, man. Okay, anyway. Night watch over Japan the last 12 hours. I'm just going to go quick now because location of Helos over states in the 12 hours. Good Wednesday morning, Patriots. Another day closer to justice. The last 12 hours have seen 640 individual military aircraft on transponders. And you can look at that channel that I sent there. And then the people said no, the end. That's really what it's going to take. We just say no. No fighting with other people, no judging other people, no staying my way or the highway. That's Asev. That's in this week's Parsha. There's a fight between Asev and Jacob for who gets the blessing. Isaac wanted to give the blessing to Asev, to the non-Jews. Why? Because on the side of Tohu, which is a whole big explanation. I don't want to really go into it. I've mentioned it before, but Tohu comes from a higher energy source, but Tohu doesn't mix well with other creations. Tohu is just like, it's my way or the highway. Whereas Tikkun, the way of Jacob, is the way of repair, where everything is in everything else. So we're coming to an age where these two forces will both be used. And the Messianic age is not just for Jewish people, it's for all people. And we will all come together as a species, as a genetic creation. Yeah. Okay, this is from Vincent Kennedy. I'm going to read this because his posts are important. Starting to see the importance of Twitter now. Would need something to stay organized in a moment like that. If someone pulls the plug on the tower's signal, you will still be able to access Twitter through Starlink. Starlink controls the DNS server, bypassing all land-based infrastructure, but need to peer. I think Rumble P2P with Starlink. TS should reach out to Elon, but may have to come from a tweet. It takes a few hours for the entire just-in-time economy feels the repercussions. Make it a few days, going to be felt to the core. Even those who are so focused on work and only work will be forced to pay attention to the aftermath. So you won't be able to get out of this one. No normies are going to get out of this. Now here's an incredibly long post. Okay, I'm gonna post this. You're gonna need to check out the Intel channels because I want to move my bed over to my new pad. I need to go, man. I need the strong quiet. So I'm gonna like whatever. I have to make unusual. Um, if Gil is listening, Gil knows what I'm talking about. I have to make some unusual preparations in order to facilitate the movement of my stuff. But I want you to know that I did talk to a mover today, so I'm not even going to try to attempt to do it on my own because it's just, I don't have the time. I just don't have the time. I think the intel is too important right now. But they're talking about Nasara. I wish I had gone faster. Various internet channels receiving their messages from telepathic spooks have all contributed to the confusion. Even the information on Wikipedia is in error. Wikipedia gives you the history of the three-letter agency that starts with C, Agent Harvey Bernard's Nassara Law. If you look closely, this law stands for the National Economic Stabilization and Recovery Act, which would have made reforms to the economy and replaced the income tax with a national sales tax. This law was rejected by Congress in the 1990s, but there is little mention of it. September 11th, 2001. The next step is to announce Nassara to the world, but it is not an easy task to do. Many powerful groups have tried to prevent the implementation of Nassara. The Nassara law requires that at least once a year all efforts be made to announce the law to the public. Three current U.S. Supreme Court judges control the committee in charge of Nassara's announcement. These judges have used their overall authority to secretly sabotage Nassara's announcement. In 2001, after much negotiation, the Supreme Court justices ordered the current Congress to pass resolutions approving Nassara. This took place on September 9th, 2001, 18 months after Nassara became law on September 10th, 2001. G. Bush Sr. moved to the White House to steer his son on how to block the announcement. Blah, yada, yada, yada. There's a big cover up. You guys already know about that. 19. Okay, I'm going to post all this. This is way longer. Requires a lot of reading. You probably want to read these things. I'm putting out 3 posts, and the last post will be the first post. But this is all very important info. That's on the Kabbalah Guru family intel posts only and the Kabbalah Guru post. This brings us up to current. I did look at some things from this morning. Yeah. Okay, so there's a lot. I would go on Tirane, TIR. Oh, let me post it. I can't do it right now. I'm just going to spell it. Okay. I'll spell it for you guys. If you go on Telegram, this is the channel, but I'm also putting all the information that I think is really critical on the Intel channels. MK Ultra, this thing about MK Ultra, this thing about Nassara. They're all things about Nassara enables the release of 6,000 patents, but it has 19 points. Energy devices. and so forth. So really, thank you for coming to the channel. I hope more people will come to our live broadcast, because the intel is really flying off the charts right now. And I'm going to most likely come back home. If they set up my internet over in my new place, I will broadcast from there tonight. But God willing, I will do a broadcast. That's why I want to get off now, so I can start. I just want to move my bed. I can sleep at either place even without a bed here. I can sleep on the couch. But God willing, I will be here tonight. I'm putting out a video that touches on some of these points in a short fashion. Please share this with others. Please, check out all the show more. Check out, if you're lonely on Thanksgiving, go to the Kabbalah Guru family. You can find people in your area. There are 2 socialization channels, 2 intel channels. There's a prosperity channel. If you want to get together, to get some ideas together, make some money, man. There's nothing wrong with making money. These creatures made us feel ashamed to take care of ourselves in a decent way. Like, oh no, I'm not about making money. I just want to help people. That's fine and well. But if you have money, you'll be able to help people in a more meaningful way. So this is just absolute nonsense. I mean, Gila is very big on this. Whatever. I'm being attacked here. I'm under. So anyway, I will see you guys tonight. But I would check out the intel channels. I just put 3 messages about Nasara Jasara, and that's really the new awakening. But be fruitful and multiply. And what's that expression from Star Wars? Be prosperous. May you live long and prosper. I think it's may you live long and prosper. Prosper, man. Try the things you've always wanted to try. The whole world is about to flip, and you're going to have a head start on yourself. You're going to be aligned with your divine purpose. You can say, I've always wanted to raise horses in Virginia. I don't know, whatever it is, you should do it. Figure out a way. Just start. Just put your consciousness, put your desire into that thought. Listen, I never thought I'd have 50,000 subscribers on my channel. I was happy to have 13 for 2 years. I mean, but if you put your mind to it and you work hard, you'll succeed. There's no question. It says in Pirkei Avos, in Sayings of the Fathers, if you work hard, you will succeed. Period. You may fail a dozen times. So what? You learn. I'm not going to make the same mistakes. Somebody called me recently and said, there's an emergency going on, and it had the name of somebody I trusted. They said, you got to move all your assets to, and I was like, oh, so it's the same kind of scammer that got my XRP. I'm not dealing with these guys. I learned my lesson already. It was an expensive lesson, but it's a lesson. It's worth it. God can bring money in any way he wants. This thing is apparently is really successful. I don't know what that's going to look like in terms of my finances, but I'm delighted that I might have an income that's separate from YouTube, because YouTube can do this to me anytime. I hope they don't, and I'm making, I have a couple channels, and I could win my lawsuit against the New York City. There are all kinds of ways that God can bring money. You don't feel like, oh, it has to come this way, or I can only find a partner if I meet them on whatever, man. Or if you want to be alone, be happy. I'm not planning to rush into another, for sure. I mean, I would have to think pretty hard and long about getting married again. I've been married 3 times already. It's like, do I want to do this again and join financial forces with another human being like that? I mean, what does that have to do with love? What does that have to do with marriage? I think that's all Kabbalah. I mean, there is a Jewish thing called a get. When I give my wife a get, she's free to go. Okay, and that's quick. I just go up to the Beis Din. I go up to the rabbis. I say, I want to get. So they'll write it out. Probably take a day or 2 or whatever. And that's it. See you later. Kumbaya. But the legal thing, man, who gets the house, who gets this, who gets that? Oh, yeah. Are you kidding me? Yeah, I want, my mother, she was in her, well into her 90s, and her boyfriend was 94. He wanted to get married to her. She says, "No way, man. We're not." And he had a lot of money, and she doesn't. But she was like, "I don't want to get involved with, what is linking resources have to do with a partnership?" I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've tried it not more than 3 times. I've had four. I bought 4 houses with, you know, the old joke that why get married? Just give a house away to a woman you hate every couple of years. I mean, I've lost 4 houses. I'm delighted to lose. It was like, you know what, babe, take the house. I'm, I'm moving. I'm out. It was not a painful thing for me to part with. Mm, the first house was it was so beautiful because I remodeled it myself with my company. I made it. It was just gorgeous on the inside. We remodeled it into like a we used really like antique kinds of moldings. We used we pickled all the wood with a kind of a light blue pickle, and we put columns everywhere. It's very classic kind of architecture. Added a deck and all kinds of. I think I did an addition, everything else in this house, but c'est la vie. I got to have other adventures. I mean, that's freedom. Freedom is just another word for nothing left to lose, but it's sometimes freedom is the way to go. So anyway, the bottom line is follow your heart, man. Do what you love to do, and don't look back. All right, I'll see you guys tonight. I'm gonna try to at least move my bed and a few things. Try to get some sardines, just in case. All right, I love you guys. We'll talk to you later tonight, God willing, and just enjoy the day. Okay. Hasta luego, amigos.